What's going on, everyone? The Philadelphia 76ers are in big trouble. The loss of Joel Embiid has just put the Sixers in such a tough spot. The 76ers currently are the fifth seed. They're on a four-game losing streak and are now only 2 games over the Indiana Pacers from falling to sixth. And they're only 2.5 games from falling to the eighth seed and being a play-in team. I still think that they have enough cushion over the Bulls and the Hawks to where they won't end up falling into that like ninth, 10th range. Luckily, they have a 10-game cushion over the Brooklyn Nets from falling out of the play-in entirely. So I'm not really worried about them falling out of the play-in or anything. But, them falling to seventh or eighth could be a bit of an issue, right? Because again, you just never know. When you get into the play-in, let's say you play the Miami Heat or something, and they handle business and they end up sending you home, right? Or if you're the seventh or eighth seed, they'd knock you down to the next round, and then you play the Hawks or the Bulls. Anything can happen, right? A 1-game elimination, teams just shoots the lights out or just incredibly hot. Now you're going home, and that's not what you thought. They're in a tough spot. Now, they did make some trades to try to kind of right the ship and put them in a better position. And the two guys that they got actually had some solid games, right? So starting with Buddy Hield. Buddy Hield in 40 minutes gave you 20 points, 4 rebounds, 6 assists. He didn't shoot great. He was 8 of 21 from the field and 4 of 12 from 3. That's not great, but you saw what you could get from Buddy Hield with this team, right? The ability to stretch the floor, constantly be a threat, hit shots from multiple places besides just being a spot-up three-point shooter, make some plays for others, rebound the basketball a little bit. And then the other guy they got was Cameron Payne. In 36 minutes, gave you 20 points, 3 rebounds, 6 assists, and a starting role. Shot 7 of 16 from the field and 4 of 9 from 3, so a little better, 2 steals, 1 block, right? It's a guy that, again, you got 2 quality productions from 2 guys that you got in the hopes to kind of help you weather the storm and right the season here a little bit. And you were at home, you lost to the Atlanta Hawks. It sucks. It looked like they had moments, right? Had bits of opportunity, but they just let the game get away from them early, and then just were playing catch up the whole time. Basically, what it was. And the loss of Joel Embiid. Problem is when does he return, and is it too late? It's a real question, right? Because let's say Joel Embiid misses till the postseason. If you're the 8th seed, do you even bring him back? Right? Or do you just say, you know what? Tough season, tough loss. Right? Now, maybe you kind of go through the whole maybe we could do what Miami did type thing, where it's we come out of the play-in tournament and get some matchups, but man, I mean, are the Sixers really beating Boston or the Milwaukee Bucks in the first round? Probably not. Right? I wouldn't count on it beating those 2 teams in the first round. Now, if say Cleveland or say, the Knicks, I wouldn't even say the Knicks, but the Cavs, right? I know the Cavs are the 2 seed right now, and they're playing really good basketball, and they've done it without Garland and Mobley. So, I don't want to downplay what they've done, but could the Sixers beat the Cavs in the first round? I believe so, personally. I would probably take the Sixers in that matchup. But if they play the Celtics, the Bucks, or the Knicks, they're probably going home. And I don't know what they can do. I don't see them winning a bunch of games. I don't see them, how they've played and how they've looked, I think is just what's going to happen. I think that that's just who they are without Joel. I mean, you're talking about an MVP guy. A guy that, if he didn't get hurt, very likely could have been the MVP back-to-back years. And their schedule is it's rough. So they play the Wizards next, who they hopefully should beat. But then you got the Cavs, the Heat, the Knicks, the Cavs, the Bucks, and the Celtics to round out February. They might not win one of those games. Like, seriously. So let's say they beat the Wizards. That would be great. They could literally go on a 6-game losing streak after that. And, I mean, at that point, they could be a play-in team. And in the month of March, it's not really that much easier. You got the Hornets, okay. But then you got the Mavericks, the Nets, you probably could beat. The Grizzlies you should beat. But then you got the Pelicans, the Knicks back-to-back, the Bucks, the Hornets again, okay. The Heat, the Suns, the Lakers, the Clippers, the Kings, and the Clippers. Oh, and then the Cavs and the Raptors. Seriously, the rest of the way, you have what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games that they should win. Out of what? 7, 10, 13, 16, 19, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. Out of 31 games. They have 7 that they should win. And I'm talking like teams like the Wizards, the Grizzlies, who, the Grizzlies have surprised people even without Ja, but the Spurs, the Pistons. Outside of that, they have 24 games in which every single one of those teams probably should beat the Sixers. And so, I mean, I don't think it's that far-fetched that out of like their next 31 games or whatever, they lose maybe 20 of them, which is crazy to think about. But I don't think it's that far-fetched. They have a tough schedule coming up, and it's not going to get easier. And if they lose 20 of them, I mean, at best, they're a 500 team. Tyrese Maxey has had a great season, but is he going to be able to carry them the entire way? And it's basically him and a bunch of role players. Probably not. Right? I mean, again, I wouldn't be shocked if they lose another 20 games. So now you're talking best case scenario, you're 41-41. Best case scenario, I mean, you're maybe the 7th seed, 6th seed. Because, okay, if you look at the standings right now, the only team that is under 500 that's like in the in-season tournament is the Bulls and the Hawks. From the 8th seed up, they are all multiple games over 500. The Heat and the Magic are both 4 games over 500 at 28 and 24. And the Bulls are 2 games under 500, and the Hawks are 6 games under 500. If the Philadelphia 76ers end up finishing the season at 500, at 41-41, they could end up being the 9th seed. Right? Because, I mean, the Bulls may... Okay, let's say that the Bulls finish 2 games under, right? Because that's where they're at right now. Okay, then best case scenario, the Sixers are the 8th seed. And so they're playing a road game in the first round of the end season tournament. And, okay, let's say you win that. You get rewarded with being the 7th seed, and you may end up playing the Celtics, the Bucks, or the Knicks. Like, good luck. I don't see how the Sixers... I think this season is a dud for them. Genuinely. It's unfortunate, but we have no idea when Joel Embiid's coming back. If you're the Sixers and you're a sinking ship and you just keep losing, does it even make sense to bring him back? You definitely don't want to rush him back, because the last thing you want to do is rush him back because you've dropped into the play-in and he gets hurt and misses like the entire year. Now your season's definitely over. Or even worse, he misses not only this season, but he misses like most, if not all of next. You don't want that to happen. You don't. So I don't know what Philly does. I love the pickup of Buddy Hield. I actually like the pickup of Campaign. Like, I think both of these guys could have an impact on the Sixers team, but like they're not the saviors without Joel Embiid. They're just pieces that make sense with Joel Embiid. Like, Joel Embiid comes back, he's arguably the best player in the league, plays to that level. You add in Buddy Hield, who would just be a constant threat alongside Maxey and Embiid, and then you add in Campaign as like that backup point guard. Right, you're in good shape. You can make some noise. You could do some damage. But I just, unless Joel Embiid comes back and he comes back healthy and he comes back healthy sooner rather than later, I just have no faith in the Philadelphia 76ers. And this is a team that, I mean, they started out and they were looking great, right? There were all the questions and concerns and thoughts of like, okay, well, they don't have James Harden. Like, how are they going to look? This team, are they washed? Like, is what's going to happen? And then Tyrese Maxey just emerged and said, don't worry, I got us. And then Joel Embiid goes down. And it's like, well, there goes that. And now you're in a position to where it's like, you have Tyrese Maxey, who, yeah, he's playing like an all-star, but he's not a guy that's going to be able to carry you to, 30 wins. And I'm talking about the rest of the way, right? For you to go win, 20, 30 games. And then on top of that, you have a bunch of other just like role players. I mean, that's what they are, the role players, which is good. I mean, you need role players, right? And if you had Joel Embiid and you had Maxey and you had all these role players, you're probably pretty good, like you have been. But you look at teams like the Knicks who've gotten better. There's too many teams and they have too tough of a schedule. I just don't know how they survive. I just don't. But that's my thoughts and opinions. And as always, I pass the question on you. Let me know yours down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? Do you think the Sixers are cooked? Think they're drowning? Think they're done? Do you think, nah, they'll be all right? They'll figure it out. How do you feel? Whatever your thoughts are. Let me know down in the comments. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. Lets me enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Now subscribe to the channel. Hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.